we talk about governance alignment. Now, there's an overlap here between governance alignment and the treatment of organisational governance in the portfolio delivery cycle. But what we're talking really about in governance alignment is broadly speaking, this alignment between the business as usual, on the left-hand side there, between the run the business and the change the business. The idea that is the two need to be aligned doesn't mean that they've got to be integrated. You manage projects and programs separately from business as usual, but that we've got to make sure that the way that we manage them is aligned. In other words, when whatever comes out of our projects and programs, the business is ready for it, the business expects it. So first of all, that word alignment means that the governance of our business as usual needs to take consideration of our governance of change, but it also means the governance of change needs to be aligned. In other words, the governance of our projects needs to be aligned with our program governance. So the very bottom there, the projects need to be seen as part of programs, and projects and programs are part of a portfolio and reporting to, as part of the course you'll learn about the Portfolio Investment Committee and the Change Delivery Committee. There should be a consistent framework and reporting framework between the project, program and portfolio level. I'll cover a little bit more later on, but you'll learn a lot more about governance as part of the course. But I say it's more than just boxes and charts, and quite often governance does become this kind of racy charts, responsibilities, accountabilities, consult and inform. It becomes reporting lines. As John Thorpe says, it's not a case. He talks about activists. That word "active" again. He says it's the buck doesn't stop here. It starts here. So it's not about finding accountability. It's not finding someone to blame if something goes wrong. It's about building a culture. Effective governance is about building a culture where people are involved because they believe it's the right thing to do. They need to be involved. We want them, we want to make it happen. This is about an active. It's not a passive process. So I say it's more than boxes on charts. It's about people being involved. It's about people turning up because they have to turn up because that's what the organisation expects from people. I remember when I was back in an organisation a few years ago, and we had one of the functions that was part of the portfolio. They never would make decisions. They'd come to the portfolio board and they kind of came to kind of block decisions. They would never agree to a decision. And we had to kind of manage that over a period of time. And yet they got a new member of staff, and he came in and he said, as part of his induction, he said, "Can I come over and look at what you're doing on the portfolio side, Steve?" And I said, "Absolutely." We brought him over, gave him a tour of the office, introduced him to the team. And he came into my room and he said, "Well, Steve, how would you describe my organisation? How would you characterise it?" And I said, "Well, look, too often they come along to our portfolio board and they come to kind of block decisions, not because they don't agree, but just because they don't want to make any commitments." And he said, "It's funny you should say that, because before I came over here, when I told the people in the office where I was going, they said, 'Don't agree to anything.'" And so they had a culture of not agreeing, not engaging with the portfolio. They were trying to, just because of fear. So you've got to kind of deal with that.